y'all doing?
Oh, hey.
Oh,
How are
hey.
ya?
What's up, everybody? It's Erin.
And Nicole. This is Dude That's Fucked Up.
Welcome to the podcast.
That was like it was not an intentional Blanche Devereaux, but it was a little Blanche Devereaux because I've been watching Golden Girls.
Oh, bless.
So funny.
Dude, fucking one of the greatest shows of all time, period.
Truly, truly. It's bringing back so many memories of like watching it at my grandma's and stuff.
And it's like at the time when we were watching it, when we were like super young, we did not understand all the jokes or like
No.
get it.
No.
How fucking good of writing that shit was.
Yeah.
And now we can like fully appreciate it.
I get all the sex and like horny jokes now.
They were fucking, man.
Dude. They're talking about it all the time. They're like, get that dick. Rose, what are you doing? You got to get back out on the horse. And by horse, I mean on that dick.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
Yeah, that's basically what Sophia's saying or whatever, you know? It's
yeah.
like, oh, shit.
Sophia. I know. It's like, I keep reading, like, people keep tweeting about how, like, the Sex and the City ladies, like, aren't even fucking as much as the Golden Girls.
Oh, my God. And they're the same age.
They're the same age, yeah.
Like Miranda's character right now on and just like that is 55 years old, and that is the exact same age of Dorothy on B. Arthur's character on Golden Girls.
What the fuck? It's so weird. Like,
I know.
Well, like our the ways we women age now are like different, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
1,000,000,000%.
like women are allowed to age but still be sexy and still like, be stylish, and like that, like Golden Girls were just like, these are old people. Like, you know, like
they're old. You're supposed to think they're gross.
Yeah.
Look at their old lady couch. Look at their old lady things they do. Yeah. It's so everybody look, they're gardening again.
But
like,
also they're fucking. So what?
Also they're fucking. It's mixed messages. Yeah. I'm so glad. I mean, we've talked about this before, I think offline, maybe on the podcast too, but just like how older women look. Like, I'm so glad we're aging in this timeline and not like in the 80s.
The 1980s.
It was like,
yeah.
And this is like my grandma's, you know, like kind of, although they were both fashionable in their own way, but it's like my grandma Mary Jane had a uniform, and it was a white shirt that she was a seamstress, and she made all the shirts herself. It was like this white, shiny, like satiny looking fabric, but it was definitely like polyester, and it had huge fucking shoulder pads. And her hair was like, you know, hairsprayed to the gods. She got it done once a week and put a fake little bun on, and it was called it a day. And she was very fancy and beautiful, but like it was very much Golden Girls.
It's like that of the time of like the 50s and 60s, like housewife, like, you know, and that's just, I don't know, you just grasp onto those like really rigid standards of beauty or whatever, and you're like not allowed to like go outside of any of those parameters. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I feel like we're doing the opposite, where we're like, what are the young people into? Yes, let's do that. And it's like, everybody pump the brakes, okay?
No, yeah, I know. Everybody's a mess, okay?
Yeah, everybody's a mess.
We can't accept that we're aging and that like the youths are just finding out, like, I don't know, all these things that we think, you know, time is just so weird. We think like, oh, that was just like 5 years ago, and it was like 20 years ago, and we're like, wait, what's happening? It's so like, I don't know. It's so weird and
it is weird,
confusing. So
it's hard to handle.
It is hard to handle. Well, yeah, gosh, we're here to guide you through it.
Yeah, we'll help.
If you're an old like us.
Yeah, we'll walk you through it, and we'll help you. And well, we won't walk you through it, but we'll be your emotional support. You know, we all got to take that journey on our own.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't know what. I don't know how I'm coping with it, but
me either. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, meh. Well, we got to really. I don't even know what the right word is for this show, but my God.
Oh my God, it is a fucking shit. It's a shit show.
It's a shit show, big time. Oh my God. But before we get into that, do we have any business?
Yes. Okay. our 5-year anniversary is coming up. It is beginning of March.
5 fucking years, you guys.
We've been doing this for 5 years. I can't even, it feels like 2 years.
Truly, yeah.
It goes by so fast. It's so fun, but we want to hear stories. I think that's like our tradition, you know? We want to hear, we would love to do a mailbag episode because we just really love doing those. And I think we don't really solicit a lot of stories, but we're always open to them. Please, anytime you have one, send it our way.
Yeah, I want your most fucked up stories. I'm talking, you guys have heard bargain bin Abe Lincoln, like shit like that. Like sex stories, exploding snakes. You guys remember that one?
Oh my God. The vibrator and the sister comes into the room.
Oh my God.
Goodwill. Also there's one Goodwill dildo. I think that was a separate one. Yeah. Like we've had some of the best stories written. If it has a sex toy, if you diarrheaed in a bar, that shark one. Like we want to hear.
And then like you pooped and rallied, like you went home and took a shower, like went back out like a fucking savage. Like we love that.
Poop and rally. I've only ever heard puke and rally, but I really like poop and rally. Maybe. Oh, that's fun. Maybe we can each share one of our most horrifying party stories.
Oh yeah,
that could be fun. Ugh.
I feel like we've definitely like talked about some of our most lowest. Oh God.
Well,
I'm just cringing thinking about a couple things that I've done that I don't even know if I've told you. I'm so ashamed.
Oh my God. I want to hear that.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, I mean, you were there, I feel like, for most of mine. And I came over to you just like, oh no, I just did something bad.
Yeah. Okay. If it's like that, we want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Come tell us. We'll read it on the podcast for everybody who listens to hear.
Yeah. But you can be anonymous.
Be anonymous. Make up a name, whatever you want. Submit it through our website, DTFUpodcast.com.
Yeah.
Or you can just email us directly, DTFUpodcast@gmail.com. Those are the two best ways to like send us a story, anything like that. We want to hear it for our 5-year anniversary.
Oh my God. I'm already like crying. One eye is already just like a tear came out. Because I'm
a shame tear.
Yeah. I really hope there's one thing I'm thinking of, and I feel like I've told you like what happened, but I feel like I could tell it in a way where I could give you more details.
Oh, okay. Okay. New life.
I can breathe new life into it. And I don't think I've talked about it on the podcast.
Perfect.
Yeah, but it's horrifying.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh,
Truly
I can't believe there's something. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna
some reveals.
We're gonna embarrass ourselves for our 5-year anniversary.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. Oof. It's gonna be great.
Yes.
So yeah, please call to action.
Yeah.
Beep 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 beep. I don't know. That's like a news briefing or something.
Yeah.
Newsflash. Yeah.
Or do you want the emergency?
Sorry if you had your volume turned up and that was horrible. Yes, please send us your most horrifying, embarrassing stories.
Yes.
What else?
Also, we have a Patreon that you can check out. It's it's patreon.com/DTFU podcast. Okay, I want to hear about your fucked up thing of the week because of what you wrote.
Okay. You guys know I have 2 cats.
Yeah.
Freddie and Tommy.
Yeah.
They're sweet, precious kitties. Except for at night when they get fucking like the zoomies, you know?
They get possessed.
They're sleeping all day. I try to keep them awake during the day and like, you know, whatever, but I don't know where they go. They they go snuggle somewhere and sleep. And and plus I'm like busy taking care of Damien. So,
Yeah.
and cleaning the house, whatever, doing my thing.
Yeah.
And so they get wild at night, like crazy. Like they wake me up sometimes in the middle of the night because they're like tromping up and down the stairs. Like if my house was haunted, I wouldn't know because I'm like, it's the fucking cats,
Yeah,
If somebody was breaking into my house, I wouldn't know because I'd be like, it's the fucking cats.
Oh my God.
So last night, no, it was like maybe like 2, 3 in the morning. I'm like, I had just woken up to feed Damien and I had just gone back to sleep after putting him back down. And I like fall asleep pretty quickly. And then I'm woken up by the sound of breaking glass or what I think is breaking glass. But I'm so tired and I'm so like out of it that I'm like, maybe I dreamt it, maybe that was like a sound I heard in my dream that my brain made up. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we like get up in the morning and DJ always goes downstairs first and like gets the train moving. And I was like, hey, I think I heard glass break last night. I'm not sure. And he like doesn't really see anything, but we like start carrying on with our morning. And then he sees there's a pile of glass over by our like dining room table. And he's like, oh shit, I found it. How did you hear this break? It was a ornament somebody had gave to us. And this is the sad fucked up thing. This was an ornament that was so cool because it was a Britney Spears ornament that some of our friends had sent to us right when Britney Spears was like free, when she was freed.
Yeah.
And they sent us this like Christmas present and I was like so excited. I forgot to send you a picture of it because it was so cute. It was like kind of like slightly terrifying. Like
like the way it's animated or like illustrated or whatever.
Yeah. But it was like the thought,
Yeah.
The magic of it. And I was like, I fucking love this. Is like one of the greatest like little gifts anybody's ever given us. So it's just so sweet and so cute.
Oh my God.
And so I was like, it was on our little like a little table by the where like we keep our wine and shit. And it was just like sitting there. And these fucking cats are demons. And I don't even know how they like saw it to like get to it. I don't know. They're
or
just
like they
assholes.
have to climb on everything. And so like anything on any surface that they want to climb on is in danger.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm super fucking bummed. There's like little shards of glass everywhere. We're like, Jack, don't walk in here. You know what I mean? It's just like these fucking cats.
Oh my goodness.
I can't keep out like fresh flowers either, like on a table because they will knock that shit over, which they've done before. And like they're just terrorists. And I'm just so sad about my Britney Spears fucking ornament. God damn it. I had to vent about it. So
oh my gosh.
I
Those
know.
kitties, they better buy you a new one.
Shitheads. They don't even have jobs.
They're just freeloading. They're like teens right now. So that makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my fucked up of the week. I'm sad about my Britney Spears ornament. Well, listen, we all got stress going on in our lives. And,
oh my God.
For me, you need to breathe, relax.
Mm-hmm.
One of my things that I do to relieve stress is yoga.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I love just a gentle yoga practice, whatever.
Yeah.
I hate going to classes because they are uncomfortable for me.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and obviously nobody's going to any yoga classes these days.
Why are they uncomfortable, bitch? You wrote it in here. You better read it.
Well, I hate going to classes. They make me feel more anxious because you're like performing in front of people basically.
Yeah.
And I'm always afraid I'm gonna fart.
Yeah.
And I also hate when the instructors like walk around the room and touch you to correct your form.
Yeah.
Like don't touch me.
No. Unless you're like, may I you have to ask.
I've been like
yeah.
touched in like an inappropriate way by a male instructor, and I never went back to that class, and it's like traumatized me.
Yeah.
So it's fucked up. But don't get me wrong, there's many classes that I've been to that have been like, you know, really intense and transformative and wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes that shit can feel like a cult.
Yeah.
When you go to classes that are intense like that. So, and you know, you see that there's people that go all the time. They're obsessed with it. And that's all good and fine because it makes you feel good. You come out feeling euphoric.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so sometimes they're just like a little too culty for me.
Mhm.
So this leads me to today's topic. Speaking of yoga and cults, we're talking about a yoga cult today. Little on the nose, but we got there.
I love it.
So this one's been flying under the radar for a while because it's seemingly benign. It's been around for like a while too. So like it's just like, oh, whatever, it's a thing.
Yeah.
And it's like it's just yoga. So it's not a big deal. And it has followers and or casual adherents that are famous. I'm looking at you, Alicia Keys and Russell Brand and a bunch of other celebrities.
Oh my God.
But it also has like tons of totally normal people that are like really into it.
Yeah.
So we're talking about Kundalini yoga and specifically the cult within a cult, Rama Institute, which was run by a white woman who went full QAnon.
Oh my gosh.
Conspiracy theory racist, #girl boss, Katie Griggs, aka Guru Jagat.
Mm-hmm.
Katie Griggs, Guru Jagat, she actually ran this whole like offshoot.
She was the face of it.
Yeah, she was also went by Kundalini Katie,
Yeah.
which was like her like little moniker for a long time.
Yeah.
But she actually just died recently in August of this past year.
Yeah.
And she was so revered by the people who like went to her studio, her Rama Institute, that many people believe she did more than just die. They believe she ascended
Of
because
course.
she was so,
Yeah.
enlightened or whatever.
Right. She reached enlightenment. So she's up in space with fucking Herf Applewhite or whatever. And they're just like
herfing it up.
Herfing
Herfs
it
up,
up.
dude.
They're just like herfs up on the nose of a fucking spaceship, y'all.
Oh
just
my
like
God.
spreading love and light.
Oh
So-
my God. Yeah, but this woman was a bit much. So yeah, but first,
Yeah.
before we get into her, we're going to talk a little bit about Kundalini yoga and like the origins of it and the founder of this yoga practice.
Oh my gosh.
So-
This blew my mind. I had no idea this was bullshit.
Dude, me neither. I mean, it's just been like such a ubiquitous type of yoga, and it is
Yeah.
like a legitimate practice in like a lot of ways. But the person who founded this specific like way of doing yoga is
It's
gross.
a problematic man. A dead man
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, also.
Yeah.
So according to Vanity Fair, Harbhajan Singh Khalsa was a former customs agent who immigrated from India to the United States, where he died a rich and beloved guru known as Yogi Bhajan.
He was TSA, basically.
Yeah, when he was in India, yeah. But then he immigrated to the U.S.
Mhm.
And so he had taken elements of Sikhism, Hinduism, and Buddhism and dressed them up with a New Age aesthetic and sprinkled in techno-futurist jargon. And in true American fashion, he'd parlay this fiction into a multi-million-dollar empire that included a private security firm, one still contracted to do work by the not-so-yogic ICE, like immigration,
Yeah.
police, basically,
Mhm.
as well as the enormously popular, duly lucrative Yogi tea brand.
Oh.
You fucking guys, my God, we got another fucking cult tea.
Oh, what is with cults and tea?
Fucking tea, man. It's like
Oh my God.
relaxing. His fucking face is on all the boxes of tea.
What?
Yeah,
There's
like
a face on that tea?
yeah. I should have looked in my tea drawer to see.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to Google it.
Yeah. Okay, this is very bad. This is a problem because Yogi Bhajan was also a real piece of shit.
Mhm.
He was accused of rape, child molestation, and tons of other heinous crimes by former students and followers in early 2020. This is very recent. This all came out.
Oh.
After his former employee, lover, and victim, Pamela Dyson,
Oof.
came out with her memoir, Premka, White Bird in a Golden Cage, My Life with Yogi Bhajan, which when she released this memoir, it caused a like avalanche of accusation. Like tons of people came out of the woodwork with accusations, including, and like I said, but not limited to, sexual battery, rape, fraud, and child molestation.
Oh my God.
And then there was like a report that was conducted by a third party, which they interviewed hundreds of witnesses and victims and found that the abuse, quote, more likely than not occurred. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
It's more likely that it occurred than didn't occur.
Yeah, exactly. Because this is like some heavy fucking allegations, like over decades. But yeah, so if you guys want to look more into this guy, there's a lot of information. He's terrible and it's gross and he's a massive pile of shit, but we don't care about him because he's dead.
Yeah.
Good riddance. But if you do want to read more about him, definitely check out the book written by Pamela Dyson that I mentioned before. And then there's a really good article in LA Magazine written by Stacy Stukin that really goes deep into this whole
investigation or whatever. Oh
yeah.
my God.
So check that out. Don't read the Wikipedia entry about him or Kundalini, which barely mentions anything about the accusations and allegations against him.
Or update it, maybe.
Yeah. Well, there
Go
is
update Wikipedia.
No, there's like a blurb about it, but it's very like sparse. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it doesn't go into any like real detail about the allegations. So at any rate, we want to focus on Katie though, who she was just like out here forging her own path with Kundalini, but also she was standing for Yogi Bhajan, and she totally like she could have been like, you know what, I don't agree with like that was horrible, that's horrifying, blah blah blah.
Separate yourself from it.
But she didn't. She just totally dismissed all the allegations out of hand, which some of them are very like very intense. So she just dismissed and defended him basically. And as she puts it when asked about him in an interview, quote, Yogi Bhajan is a historic figure and he remains a historic figure. I'm not like spending my days trying to figure out whether George Washington was doing some things that I wouldn't agree with in 2021.
Oof.
Well, okay.
Oh my God. Well, we know George Washington was. It's in the history books.
Yeah. He was a slave owner who
he was a colonizer.
Yeah,
I think we know that. And we don't spend our time thinking about it. We just know it and agree that it happened and move on.
And we don't like stan George Washington.
No.
I mean, thanks for like beating the British or whatever, but like
yeah. I mean, people do, but
also that was like a long time ago. This man only died like in like the early 2000s. So
yeah.
And like nearly all of his like alleged victims are still alive. So
yeah.
Maybe don't say that.
Oh God. It's just like so on brand for being a cult leader too. It's just like, of course, this guy was super gross. One of the red flags for me, because like so he didn't start Yogi Bhajan didn't start Rama the cult
institute. No.
Or the institute. Yeah, it's like its own spin-off of his teachings. It like uses the foundation that he created with Kundalini yoga and like built it into more of a specific cult.
She revived Kundalini yoga for our generation, basically. She's 2 generations away from or like a generation and a half away from the very beginnings of Kundalini yoga in the United States.
She's like the Protestant church to the Catholic church. She's like, yeah, I like what you're doing here, the basics. But look, there's some things I want to accomplish. So I'm going to go start this other thing.
I need to make this more palatable to my generation of millennial women.
I think white women are a huge untapped market. And you know what? I'm just going to like boss babe it up for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Also this is like, I don't know, when you hear that Katie Griggs, aka Guru Jagat, I think, which always makes me think of nougat. I don't know why, but I kept wanting to call her Guru Nougat. I just think it's more apropos. Okay.
Yeah.
But when you see that someone like this woman once had aspirations, and she admitted to this, and her mom was interviewed by Vanity Fair and also brought this up, but she wanted to be an actor, a singer, a rock star, like a famous person. That's why she moved to Los Angeles. And then you hear that they're now leading a group of people. It's bad news. I mean, see Charles Manson, you know? And
he wanted to be a rock star more
he
than
wanted to
anything.
be a rock
That's
star.
probably
Yep.
the reason he started a cult.
He wanted to be famous. He wanted like the adoration of the people, you know?
Yep.
And I'm obviously not a religious person, Adoy. But if I was, I would want a leader that was like into it from the very beginning. You know, like those nuns that are like passionate about it's like they're like, I want to wear the habit that's itchy and hot. I want to never touch myself or be touched. Like everything is low profile. Like we don't even have lights. We only have candles, and it's for the Lord. You know, it's I want her to be.
They're not trying to be on stage. They're not trying to be the center of attention. They're just like pure, unadulterated, like passion for the Christ or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
you know?
the Christ, or the crust, or whatever. You know, whatever the religion is about. But it's like you're not the center of attention. You are a vessel, and you know, it's like.
But that's what all these you know, self-styled gurus claim they are just a vessel for the message of whatever it is they're trying to get out to the people.
True.
And it always starts that way, but it always ends up somewhere else. Yeah. So, but she was Katie Griggs. I'm just gonna call her. I can't call her Guru Jagat or whatever.
Guru Nougat.
Guru Nougat. That's the disrespect is so much because
who gives a shit? It's all fake. Yeah. It's like whatever. I don't know. She made herself a guru.
Truly, this is like it's so offensive, and we'll get into
it's
why.
So offensive.
But
yeah.
She had a mentor who was taught by Yogi Bhajan.
Yeah.
And this guy is Harijiwan. Which
sounds like a Star Wars.
They all sound like it's like.
Oh, should we not say that?
No, because these are made up names.
They're made up. They're made up. They're literally. Erin's gonna tell us how. But yeah, no, this guy. Okay, also a white man in his 70s now, currently, and he wanted to get this Rama like cult essentially up and running, and he was smart enough at the time that he knew he shouldn't be the face of a whole fucking movement that was appropriating religion, multiple religions, and he was gonna be like Frankensteining this thing together. He's like, what?
Hold up, we didn't say when this started. Kundalini yoga started
in the 70s.
Like in the 70s. Well,
yeah.
Early or late 60s, early 70s is when when Yogi Bhajan started everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was like Summer of Love, like saw that all these like, you know, hippies were out here doing God knows what, and he's like, all right, this is a layup for me. I'm gonna start
opportunity.
Yeah. So, and he really got after it, but that was like, he started it in the 60s, 70s, and it took off and has been going strong since then.
And Harijiwan was like one of his, like kind of like a disciple or whatever, like studied with him. They were buddies. Like,
yeah.
So he was like, oh, I want to take this in a new direction and bring it to new people or whatever, which is a very religious thing to do, but also a very fitness thing to do. You know, it's like, how do you think Zumba spread? that shit, it's like, hey, I'm going to go take this to my rec center. And then I'm going to take, it's like, but no one's in charge of Zumba. There's no head of Zumba.
Yeah. Exactly.
But
Totally.
it spreads the same way, So Hariji Wan was like, yeah, I want to take this. And also, like you said in the beginning, we're not disparaging the like yogic practice of Kundalini, which is people have said is very comforting and helpful at reducing anxiety and all these things. There's like breathing techniques to it and poses that are very repetitive, and it's something that people gain a lot from. What we're talking about is this culty Rama part of it. And so, okay, Hariji Wan was like, I'm not going to be the face of this. I think that's a bad idea. And so he found Katie Griggs and was like, all right, Guru Nougat, you're up, baby. We want to see your face on every tea bag in the world or whatever. It's not her face, but
no.
He had big dreams. And also just a PS that Hariji Wan, we already said he was a white man in his 70s. He was born in St. Louis as Stephen Oxenhandler to a wealthy family of real estate developers. So that's a thing.
And just a side note, like this is where we're going back to like the names, and we're like, these are not real names.
Right.
All these white people change their names. Once in Kundalini, once somebody has been practicing long enough, they're encouraged by their teacher and the community in the Kundalini community to purchase for $40 a quote spiritual name, which is a mashup of Punjabi names and religious terms, through the 3ho.com website, which is the Baijan legacy company. That was the like,
oh my God.
Like, the company that sprang up that was like
where their GoDaddy. They're like,
yeah, that was like
Squarespace.
That was like where he like, 3HO is the organization, like the like legal entity, basically the like, the business end of the Kundalini, when he started like parlaying his shit into different ventures, like the tea, like yogi tea company, and like the private security firm and all this other shit is all through 3HO. So
oh God, he's like 3M's already taken. What other it's such like a weird
hose. Three hose. I don't know.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But yeah, they basically use a name generator.
I know. Okay.
I almost fucking names.
I wanted to go buy us some, but at 40, because I was like, can you, I didn't even look into it, but I was like, if we could go on there and just buy $40 names, like what would ours be? I'm kind of curious. But then it's like, I could just appropriate from the internet for free. Bitch, you're Bajan Jr.
Oh my God. Honestly, it's like, this I truly believe this is where they like, this is bullshit, you guys. These are not real. Like they are some like Punjabi names, like, what like a William or a John in English would be in Punjabi, basically mashed up with like, actual like religious words. So in Sikhism or
techno futurist jargon, maybe.
Yeah, truly. I mean, honestly. So yeah, Hariji Wan, like you said, he was the like colleague of Yogi Bhajan.
Yeah.
And he was the one that like wanted this whole other branch of Kundalini to start, the Rama Institute for Applied Yogic Science and Technology.
Don't use the word science. It's so rude, I feel like, here. It's like, everybody, can we leave science out of it? It's not here.
They call, like, people who, like, practice Kundalini call it a technology.
It's so weird.
I know. It's like aliens. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I don't know what the exact definition of technology is, but I guess maybe, I don't know, maybe it applies. I don't think so, but Yeah, so they created this institute, and obviously that's just an easy way to like charge people for classes and have some sort of like pseudo professionalism to it and levels and like it's just like the fucking pyramid scheme of it all.
It's just like the reading room of Scientology or whatever,
Yeah, totally. It is. Yeah, it's just like here's this fake thing that we're using to get people interested and motivated and wanting to like keep going deeper into it because we're dangling a carrot, and it's like, oh, and also you could be more enlightened.
You could just go online and find Kundalini practice, yoga practices, and just like read about it yourself, and But, people who really want to get into it are like, no, I have to like learn from a teacher. Like I have to like learn from a master of this yoga. But like, I don't know.
Oh, women are really bad at that too. Like women, this is anecdotal, but a lot of my friends, it's like, in comedy and stuff, it's like, oh, well, I should take a class on this. It's like, no, we've been doing this. Like we don't need to take any more classes. So I'm always like, no, unless it's like really a thing you don't know, but it's like, you don't need to take more improv classes. Like, what you're doing.
No. You need to go to school for things like, to become a doctor. So
that
you can, like, learn the applied skills. But, like,
and actual science. Yeah.
But see, some people have it framed in their mind as this.
Oh, yeah.
As it is being, like it's higher learning. So you certainly do need a teacher.
Yeah.
To do it right, I guess. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, this is my favorite thing about this whole. I went sideways when I got to this part because this fucking Hariji Wan, whatever his name is, he's in a Grammy award-winning trio.
Oh my God.
Fucking they've won a Grammy. I watched the speech. It was so weird and cringy. And
no way.
Yeah, it's called White Sun, and this is from their website. White Sun is a Los Angeles-based band known for its pioneering musical interpretations of yogic mantras. Initially rooted in New Age, White Sun's sound has evolved over the years to include elements of pop, reggae, world, folk, and electronica. Their music is known for its clear, refined vocals, sophisticated instrumentation, and their trailblazing use of the gong. Popular for their live performances, White Sun...
Trailblazing use of the gong. I cannot, bitch.
I know. That's why I put this in here. It's so funny.
What are they like doing a... like...
Bong.
Gong, 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 gong.
Oh my God.
Oh my
They're like,
God.
gong, gong, gong. They're like, since you've been gone.
Oh my God. Trailblazing use of the gong.
I know. Okay. Okay. Popular for their live performances, White Sun began streaming weekly concerts in 2020 and subsequently released a number of live recordings. In 2019, White Sun performed the national anthem at the 55,000-seat Dodger Stadium. Oh my God. Oh my gong.
Oh my gong.
Episode title?
I just think trailblazing use of the gong is one of the funniest
I know.
combinations of words I've ever read in my life.
Also, these are white people. Like, you're not the first person to fucking use a gong in a fun and effective way, okay? It's been around for like fucking centuries.
Millennia. Yeah, come on,
Yeah,
man.
it's like, this is so stupid. So, and of course they wrote all this themselves.
Of course.
But yeah, I just thought that was such a fun little...
Oh, this is the fun one for me. Just FYI, Hariji Wan is also a convicted felon who spent 18 months of a 24-month sentence in federal prison in 2000 for his involvement in one of Yogi Bhajan's telemarketing schemes. So, yeah, this guy's a convicted felon also.
Oh my God. for dumb shit. Telemarketing schemes, really? At
They
least like
it was like wire fraud and shit. Like
ugh.
it's like they did like I don't even know, like misrepresenting like gemstones, some bullshit. It's like some
It's also
real.
grifty. It's
It's so
also
grifty.
grifty.
It's all this is all a foundation of fucking horse shit.
Yeah.
That was all that was all I'm going to get into Yogi Bhajan again in a second. But yeah.
Okay.
So Harijiwan, he is uh Guru Jagat's mentor.
Yeah.
So she's like becomes the face of Rama, and she
Yeah.
like blows it up. Like she knows what
Yes.
the fuck she's doing. She's on Instagram. She is like
Yes.
influencer. Like she is doing it.
And she's like normal enough, not like that other lady who died that we talked about that was also a
Oh,
cult
yeah.
leader, the Love whatever.
Love is one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Love is one. This woman is like she doesn't come off as like totally unhinged, I think, to people who are taking her classes and stuff. So she's on Instagram. She creates a clothing line called Robotic Disaster. It sells like white flowy dresses, which is what they encourage everyone to wear in these classes. There's a storefront. Like she's monetizing everything. They're selling in Venice Beach, there's a storefront, and they're selling like wellness shit, obviously, like moon juice and crystals, and celebrities start coming to the center, like Kate Hudson, Alicia Keys, Kelly Rutherford, who's like I think a Busy Phillips like friend or something. And they are all fans, and I'm like very sus of them now because I'm like, why were they so into this? But it's just like, you know, like kind of new agey BS that people get into pretty innocently, I think, for the most part.
Once she like solidified her status in the wellness community,
Yeah.
a lot of her like fringier tendencies came out because like you're saying, she's like not presenting in this way that is like off the charts weird. She's like a normal millennial or like Gen X-y kind of woman who knows how to use the internet, knows how to leverage like an influencer kind of vibe.
I feel like we all know someone from high school who's like kind of this.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Where you're like, oh, they're just really into wellness and yoga, and they don't wear makeup, and they're, you know, and they're trying to live like their life vegan, and like it feels like, just from what I've seen of her videos and stuff, she's like very much could just have been that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think a lot of people that follow and practice Kundalini yoga are that. And that's all good and fine.
Yeah.
But she was like a undercover racist, basically. Which a lot of, you know, these type of people are. And so once she was like solidified in her status as like a wellness guru kind of, she like all good, aka bad stewards of this wellness trend wave that she was riding, she was very anti-vax. When COVID hit, she refused to get the vaccine, was very against it. Of course, she had a podcast which she, you know, espoused these shitty takes on. And she also let like some of the guests that she had on were very horrible. She let people like David Icke, the famous Holocaust denier and conspiracy theorist, on. He's a horrible person if you care to Google him. Carrie Cassidy was another guest of hers who once said that The Matrix was a documentary. And yeah. I mean, maybe. No, I was just kidding. But falsely claimed that COVID-19 is, quote, activated by 5G, like one of those.
God.
Like,
oh yeah, that's bonkers. Yeah.
And then she also had Young Pharaoh, a right-wing rapper whose anti-Semitic tweets got him dropped from the Conservative Political Action Conference speaker lineup.
Oh my God, they must have been real bad then, because they don't drop everyone.
No, it's bad. Well, they have to. Yeah.
This all sounds very like Joe Rogan-y, where it's like, well, I'm open to hearing from anyone, and it's like, oh, okay,
exactly.
But you're like really harmful. Although this woman didn't have that big of a platform, but like it's still harmful.
I mean, she had big enough platform that, you know,
True.
like
That people are influenced by it.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
definitely not the reach of Joe Rogan, but
Yeah.
she was like, she had a community. She had like people who were like very in the know of, you know, her ideas and ideals. And so, yeah, she was speaking to a lot of people. She did have a platform. She did have these shit ass people on it. So did a lot of harm probably in using her influence that way.
Yeah.
She also was apparently totally fine with racism, which was evidenced by her defending of an employee who described Black Lives Matter protesters as, quote, cockroaches.
Oh, no.
This person said that in a company-wide WhatsApp, and one of the employees of Rama, this is like where the WhatsApp was,
Yeah.
like all this shit went down. One of the Rama employees said, quote, "It shook me to the core," that she would like defend this person.
Oh, my God.
And also hand in hand with the racism comes, or like the tolerance for racism comes, cultural appropriation. And boy, oh boy, does Kundalini scratch that itch for a lot of white people.
Oh, yeah.
So I got to read this excerpt from this Vanity Fair article, by the way, that
It's so good. It's so sassy.
Oh my God. Well, this Vanity Fair article is called "The Second Coming of Guru Jagat" by Haley Phelan.
Yeah.
And this is going to be made into a 4-part series on HBO. Like it's all this about Guru Jagat. It's going to be based on her.
Yeah.
And it's going to be based on this article that was written in Vanity Fair. So, yeah. So the context for this is like where it all kind of solidified for me is this excerpt from Vanity Fair, just to understand how harmful and terrible this is, like the foundations of Kundalini.
Yeah.
Quote, in a 1978 lecture, Bhajan even argued that victims of unwarranted acts of assault, such as rape, should be blamed for them. Quote, rape is always invited. And this is, I'm sorry, trigger warning on this shit.
Yeah.
First of all, sorry. Quote, rape is always invited, he said. A person who is raped is always providing subconsciously the environments and the arrangements.
Oh, my God.
That such dangerous thinking could be mixed up with age-old religions, and particularly with Sikhism, a 500-year-old faith little understood in America, is deeply harmful to an already marginalized population.
Yeah.
Quote, for someone like me in a brown body who grew up in the Sikh faith, hearing our mantras, our prayers marketed as a millionaire's mantra or snake oil scheme is traumatizing, said Sandeep Morrison, a non-binary queer Punjabi Sikh activist, filmmaker, and author.
Wow.
Though Bhajan himself was Punjabi, he purposely courted mostly white followers, creating the kind of community where decades later, someone like Jagat, a white girl from the suburbs, could find herself white-splaining the Sikh faith during an intersectional feminist panel that included mostly brown and black women.
Oh my God. The fucking tits on this woman to fucking have the audacity.
The audacity of this caucasity.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Morrison called it a troubling example of, quote, aligning whiteness with expertise, and noted that white Kundalini practitioners who cheerfully wear turbans to class seem to have little understanding of how different the experience can be for a brown person and how much danger and attention it may attract.
I mean, yeah, that's the exact definition of cultural appropriation.
Yes.
Like,
you don't get to dress up in it's a costume for you, basically.
Even if it's not a costume for you, you're not persecuted when you are choosing this style or whatever. It makes me think of like dreadlocks and like other natural hairstyles that like maybe white people, like an afro or something. It's like you when you wear your hair like that as a white person, you're not being told that you don't look professional, and like you're not being denied opportunities and stuff because people are looking at you and thinking, bad thoughts about it. It's like, so you don't get to do that. Like
when a white lady wears a turban, it's like, oh my God, you're so fashionable.
Oh
and
my
chic.
God, yeah.
And then a Sikh person wears a turban, and it's like terrorist,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that was
exactly.
that quote goes on to talk about how after 9/11, the Sikh community was like targeted by people who were like,
Incorrectly also.
yes,
Yeah.
incorrectly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because people were just lumping all like Middle Eastern religions together, like,
Mm-hmm.
and calling them Muslim, and which was already problematic and made it worse.
Yeah, so it's just like the overarching racism is like, and the cultural appropriation. This is where it all crystallizes for me in this explanation of like why it's so bad. And
Yeah.
also, for what it's worth, in Sikhism, the word guru refers to only the 10 holy founders of the faith. So for a Sikh to call themselves guru, it would be considered blasphemy. So
Well, that's why you just pick and choose from religions,
that's right.
and
You're
make an
not
amalgamation of multiple.
yeah, you're not like, that was another one of Guru Jagat's, like, explanations for how and why she wasn't culturally appropriating like anything.
She's
She's
like,
like,
I'm
well,
not,
it's
because
not.
it's everything.
Yeah, like, I'm not a Sikh, so I don't claim to be a Sikh. Like, this is Kundalini. Like,
Ugh,
I don't know. It's
that's so
just like,
gross. That's such like a
yeah,
gross,
such a mealy mouth.
fringy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's what everyone does. It's like that's how fucking anti-vaxxers will get you into a corner, because it's like, well, I didn't say that. It's like, ugh, yeah, but we know what you mean. It's so.
Mm-hmm.
Also, she was just like a horrible businesswoman. Like, so many of the people, I don't think we have this in here, but like so many of the people who worked at the Rama Institute were like barely paid minimum wage, and like sometimes wouldn't be paid at all because she was just spending money whenever she wanted to
Classic,
spend it.
classic cult shit. Yeah.
Classic cult shit. Everything's so classic about so much of this cult stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I have a song for you.
Yes.
Okay, this okay, I just was so inspired by like how much weird shit was just kind of in this article, just like it doesn't even dive deep into everything and how fucked up it all is, because there's just so much.
There's so much. I can't wait for the HBO shit.
I know it's going to be so good. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Raindrops on rose quartz and sitting on sheepskin. Bright copper gongs that were made for Van Halen. Yogi tea pouches all tied up with string. Rama seems benign based on most of these things. Cream-colored gurus with boss babe high ponies, moon juice and wellness and celebrity cronies, mantras and auras and many a nose ring. Rama seems to dabble in problematic things. Girls in white dresses take $90 classes. QAnon fake feminism and complete total madness. Holocaust deniers and being right wing. Rama's dead leader supported these things. When a white lady promotes wellness, it can quickly go bad. So simply remember these telltale signs and don't join a cult. You'll be glad.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I couldn't get the tuning right for that second line, but anyway, it's my favorite because they have a gong that was apparently first made for Van Halen.
Oh
It's
my
like Van
God,
Halen's gong. These people are really into gongs. But it's like one of their like prized possessions in their like school. It's like, and this gong was Van Halen's.
They're just like, they have the gong show. Like, they're like, gong here and a gong there and a gong everywhere.
They're like, Pentagon. Pentagon.
God damn it.
Anywho,
well, she died.
She died. Oh my God.
Unfortunately,
It's
this is sad. It's sad. It's very sad. I mean, all this shittiness aside, it is sad that this happened. This is kind of a freak thing.
Yeah. She was young. She was 41. She was in Germany last year and broke her ankle and was like kind of scared about it. Probably because she didn't want to go to the hospital because of coronavirus and she wasn't vaccinated. And she's in like another country. And her mom said that like she like called and was like, oh, I'm kind of scared. And the mom's like, it's okay, just like take it easy. But she was like, no, the snake oil industry waits for no one. And she boarded a plane back to the States, and ultimately, like, I think the coroners or doctors or whatever think that contributed to how she died, which was a pulmonary embolism. As a result, I think, of her injury is what they were alluding to, and it could have potentially been prevented.
Ugh. Well, a lot of people were very sad about it. It
Yes.
was the reason I really wanted to do this episode was because I remember in my Instagram feed, I can't for the life of me find who it was, but somebody like posted on it or like had a story. It must have been a story because I can't find the usual suspects in my feed who I thought it
Oh,
could be. I
yeah.
didn't see any like anything in there like,
Yeah.
in their main feed, but I don't know. I saw somebody that I follow posted about it on Instagram when she died, and I was like, it like set off a little, like when I read about her in this post, it set off like little alarm bells for me that this
Yeah.
was like something weird, you know?
Yeah.
So then when I saw this article in Vanity Fair, in the most recent issue, I was like, oh shit, we got to talk about this because this is
Oh my
right up our
God.
alley. But
It's
yeah, so yeah, she was beloved by a lot of people. I mean, she
mhm.
was like very, very, like I said, hot shit in the wellness community. And she had her funeral was at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery.
Mhm.
I
A
think there was
bunch of
like
people.
500 people there. It was
Dang.
Yeah, it was a lot.
In this pandemic? Oh
In
my
this
God.
panini?
In
I
this
know.
panini? Yeah. Yeah. And people gave speeches and stuff and spoke spoke fondly of her. She had a partner that she was married to, and he,
Mm-hmm.
gave a speech. And yeah, but I mean, like, it did not take long for fucking Harajiwan to see an opportunity where he's like, okay, I always wanted to be the leader of this. I should have just done it from the start. It is my
Mm-hmm.
time. And he basically took over in like a matter of days.
Yeah.
And part of it is like, we got to keep the business going, but also I think, he always wanted to be in that position. And yeah, so also this was very fun, I thought. We've seen this before when a cult leader dies, there's like a window of spiritualism that a lot of cults will like celebrate or have, ceremonies or whatever. They find a way
Mm-hmm.
to like make the most of it, and it's part grieving also, but
Of
um
course.
of course they said that uh they sold tickets to an event that were pretty expensive, and it was so that people could take advantage of the quote cosmic window where hyperspeed fulfillment, expansive courage, and unshakable strength are bioavailable
The
to
fuck?
everyone, I guess.
What do you like go breathe air at the cemetery? I'm so confused. Like what is
Oh, it's like a space. Yeah, it's like a space jam. It's like the portal is open, and you get to.
Why the fuck do you need to buy tickets to that?
You don't.
Oh man.
Because it's because you can only experience that here in this
Yeah, come
space
stand on
and
this
time.
vortex. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. And yeah, that's gross. And then Harajiwan was also he took it upon himself to step in and lead Camp Grace, which was a women's retreat. And the whole purpose of this retreat was to deterritorialize the patriarchy. And then here's this man being like, hey, I'm gonna step in.
Hi, ladies.
Hey, is this territory taken? I'm gonna step right in it, and we're gonna talk about the patriarchy. I mean, oops. No, wait, that's not what we're doing here.
What the fuck is wrong with people that would buy into this?
I
Like,
don't know. Maybe they
oh,
couldn't get a refund because the lady, it was gonna be a women's retreat, and then he's like, I'll do it.
honey, no. We
I
don't want
know.
your old ass
Get your old
white.
balls out of here.
Like, god damn it.
I
God
know.
damn it. I just, well, oh, I mean, that's pretty much it as of
Yeah.
right now. I'm waiting with bated breath for the HBO,
Yeah.
series on this.
Yeah. It still exists.
yeah, this whole thing's still going on. Check it out. Read more about it. The Second Coming of Guru Jagat, the Vanity Fair article by Haley Phelan, like I said, is a great piece.
Oh, and when we watch the documentary, we'll probably do a Patreon commentary about it because I know we'll learn something new from like, you know, a 4-part series. So
totally. Yeah.
Oh,
well, yeah, that's it. That's all I got anyway. Follow us on social media at DTFU Podcast everywhere.
Yeah. And go to our website, DTFUpodcast.com, and send us your story there of a fucked up party night where you sharted, you shat, you pissed, whatever happened, you barfed.
You hooked up with a not what you thought.
You hooked up with a futon. Whatever happened.
Oh my God. We want to hear about it. Please, please, please send us your stories for the 5-year anniversary episode that we will read on the air. So make sure you let us know what your pronouns are and if you want to be anonymous.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, did you what was that song? It was like a slurricane or a shake it like a it wasn't a hurricane, it was something else. Anyway, I threw my back out one time dancing to that. Okay.
Oh, bitch.
Well, all right. The end.
The end. Night, night. Listen, you guys, stay excellent to yourselves.
And each other.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Gong. Oh.